Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth from lifeonfire.com, and this video is about how you can literally make $100,000 or more in one day. Stay tuned.
Hey, what's going on? Nick Unsworth here, and I'm a kick-ass business coach, and I'm on an absolute mission to help you find your purpose in life, to help you love what you do for work every single day, to help you be the rock star that you are meant to be, to make more money than you ever thought was possible, and to have more time freedom so you can actually enjoy the life that you're living. I'm here to help you set your life on fire.
All right, so we're back, and I know the title is a little bit crazy about how to make 100,000 bucks in a day, but what I'm going to break down is how that you can use a live event to literally make over $100,000 in one freaking day. And so here's the thing. Live events, it can be a big production. You can have them anywhere from one day or workshop setting all the way up to big 3-day events where people are literally doing 6 figures, if not 7 figures of revenue at these things. But there's different levels. You can start small, you can go big. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna frame out why a live event is so key for business and how it changes your brand, how it changes your business, and how it literally changes you. And then I'm gonna provide some different steps on how you can do these things so they're not as daunting to think about. So before I go into all of that, what I'd like to do is break down and share with you how we ended up doing our first live event, because it's a story that I think you can relate to. I think it's something that, there was a lot of fear that we had to break through to do our first live event. So if you picture this, I'm on the phone doing a 30-minute call with my business coach. And, the whole point of business coaching is to push you to the next level. Right? And that's what this video is about, is pushing you to the next level. So if you've got a business, just like I had a business at the time, I was clear on who my customer was, what I was doing. I was trying different ways to create awareness for our coaching programs. And so we're doing online marketing, we're doing webinars, we're doing all different ways of adding value for the marketplace and then attracting people to want us to coach them, right? So my business coach said, Nick, you do realize that one of the most effective ways to sell products and services is from stage. And if you think about it, that I think of it as almost like a totem pole, where the most effective way for you to sell your products and services, no doubt, is face-to-face. If you've got a client face-to-face and you can add value for them, you can understand their problems and offer solutions, that's the best. But the next way down is one-to-many. And one-to-many in a live event where you're on stage, that is the next best thing to a face-to-face interaction. And what's so cool about it is when you realize, when you think about how effective a live event can be for your business and you have the courage to just break through and go and do it, you can literally add a tremendous amount of value, and then you can sell your products and services. And the cool thing is it's not a big pitch fest. It's more like, the more value that you add, the more likely people are going to want to hire you for what it is that you do. So in this situation, when I think about it, it was like, all right, well, one-to-one, face-to-face, I can't really scale that. You've got webinars, which is online, which is one-to-many, but it's not as personal as a live event. So the conversions are far less than a live event. Put it in perspective. A live webinar, you may have, if you do really, really well, you may have a 10% conversion ratio on a live webinar. 10% of live people attending a webinar may buy your products and services. In a live event, you're literally talking 30, even up to 40% conversion ratio in a live event, right? And then the other thing is that, on a webinar, if you sell something that's over $1,000, your conversion rates start rapidly plummeting. Versus in a live event, in a one-day live event, you can sell something that's up to $5,000 of value and sell something that's $5,000, boom, right then and there. You can sell a $10,000 offer in a one-day event, and you're still talking 20% conversions, even up to 30% conversions if you're really good at it. So that is a huge differentiator. And so the thing is that, if you think about that totem pole, you've got face-to-face, then you've got on-stage one-to-many, then you've got webinars, then you've got videos, then you've got audio, then you've got the written word. So the whole thing is that when we looked at our business, she said, all right, you should really do a live event. And the first thing that happened is when she just mentioned we should do a live event, what happened? I instantly had a tornado, an absolute flurry of thoughts just swirling around in my mind, like, live event, like, that's going to cost a lot of money. What if I don't know what to say for 8 hours? What am I going to do if nobody shows up? It's a room of me and, like, 4 people. What happens if no one buys and I lose money on the whole thing? So all these fears popped up into my head, and that's why I have a business coach. That's why you should have a business coach, because when you reframe that fear and you realize that when those fears pop up into your mind like that, you're actually about to have a growth moment. Because, for me, I was about to do things I had never done before. I was about to put on my first live event. I'd never done it before. And so I looked at all those fears and I said, man, if I'm this scared about this live event, then it's probably going to help me grow like crazy. And my business coach was strong about it. She pushed me into it. And I said, I'll give it a try. And, and that's one thing that no matter what it is, whether it's a live event for you, if this topic just gives you the heebie-jeebies, or no matter what it is, when that fear pops up and you're like, well, I've never done one before, you know what? If you just believe that you can do it and you put your mind to it, you'll get it done. The how will show up. You'll find a way to get those butts in the seats. You'll find a way to make the whole thing work. And through that process, you're going to grow like crazy. And the best part is that you do a one-day live event correctly and your business will absolutely flourish and your brand will go to the next level. So there I was, completely riddled with fear, and I said, screw it. I'm down. I committed to her. I committed to a date. We had a lot of stuff going on, so I had to commit to a date that was only 35 days out. I did what you should always do. I invested it in myself. I invested in the business. We hired an event planning company. We didn't have the budget to go with the excellent event planning company. We kind of went with a shoestring budget planner. And you really want to make sure that you do that on your first live event, because you can get screwed on a hotel contract because there could be clauses that you don't realize. And literally there's value to hiring someone to help you negotiate just the hotel contract alone. And if anyone wants it, I'm happy to help you guys out in this department. If anyone is serious, you're watching this video and you're excited, you're like, you know what, Nick, I want to do a live event. I've got a business. I want to make an extra 6 figures. I want to make it $100,000. And you're ready, email support@lifeonfire.com. I will personally hook you up with our some information about hotel contracts, because there's a right way to do them and there's a wrong way. And the wrong way, yes, you could lose your shirt. The right way is incredible. We spend a tremendous amount of money getting trained on events and things like that. So support@lifeonfire.com, happy to give that to you. So there we were trying to plan this whole thing out. And, the next step was to, get the marketing together. What are we going to talk about? How is the event going to be positioned? And we looked at it and said, all right, I don't have a tremendous amount of time to create the content, but I started with an outline and think of what is the outcome for your event. In my case, it was when someone comes to the Life on Fire event, I know, and the outcome and my promise is that when you come to a Life on Fire event, you're going to be transformed. You're going to experience a shift. You're going to have a mindset shift in the building. And that's because of our mindset techniques that we teach on. That's because of the internet marketing innovation. We're on the cutting edge of internet marketing, and we literally give the best tips as far as, Facebook advertising, podcast, all this good stuff. And my goal for the person that comes there is that as soon as you walk into a Life on Fire event, you're going to know it's like nothing else that you've ever been to. Number one. Number two, you're going to have a shift. You're going to have a shift emotionally in your mindset, and you're going to leave there playing a bigger game. That means having a strategy to go from a 6-figure business to a 7-figure business. If you don't have a business, you're going to get inspired to want to have a freaking business, right? So I knew what the outcome was going into it. And, I laid out the content in 5 hours for that whole day. It's not as hard as you think. When you think about being on stage for 8 hours, I'm a guy that had a major fear of speaking. I won't go into the details or the story, but I had a situation in high school that happened to me, freaked me out. I had a major fear of speaking. And you know what? When I stepped into that day, when I took that stage for a one-day event, we got 85 people there. I had fun. Right? I got myself in the right mindset. I looked at the folks there and I said, I'm going to change lives here today. I'm going to create success stories out of this room. And I had fun. And the content was easy to create and put together. It was a lot easier than I think. I had way more fun than I ever thought. And the kicker is that by doing that event the right way and getting those butts in the seats, and to do that, the playbook on getting the butts in seats is using your existing network, so your existing customers. We've got all kinds of further details and training on that. If you're doing an event, again, email support@lifeonfire.com. Totally help you out with that. But in addition, if you need more people there, it's Facebook ads to a live webinar where you teach something amazing, teach your craft, teach your skill, and then sell tickets to the live event. Follow up on the phone, and then do a bring a friend. You know, you can say, hey, listen, you know, we're gonna gift you one additional ticket to bring a friend, and boom, 30% or so people take you up on that, and that fills up the room. And so the cool thing is that now we're in the room on stage, we've got people there, we've got attention, right? We've got that one-to-many where we can build connection, build rapport. And the whole thing is that if you just add value and you pour your heart and soul into that presentation and you give them everything you got, don't hold back anything, literally give them the best content that you have that can change their lives. And what will happen is that they're gonna shift, they're gonna have an experience there that will change their mindset, that will change their business. And if you do that well enough, people are gonna raise their hand and they're gonna want to buy what you have. It's not a big crazy pitch fest. You know, what I did is I added a ton of value. You know, I literally changed some lives that were there. We had people that left that event, that left their jobs and literally replaced their income in less than 30 days. We had people that left that event and took their business to a whole new level. I still have people saying that from our first live event, they've been a different person. They've been on fire since last year, since our event. And, you know, and that's because I left it all out on the stage that day. I gave everything I had, and that's what you need to do as well. And so the whole thing is that when you give everything that you have at the event, the amazing thing is that when you share your offer in the next step, you know, in our case, you know, our first time we shared our fire starter package, you know, it was $6,000 per year. And what happened is we had a whole army of people that signed up. And that's where we created our tribe. That's where our business had a whole different feeling. All of our other customers, we had maybe 20, 30 people that flew in from different parts, and that built community. So a live event, it wasn't just about, you know, creating 6 figures of annual booked revenue right there in the room that day. But what it was about is creating the community, creating the gel. And, you know, becoming a fire starter, people were hanging out amongst amazing entrepreneurs. There was a networking opportunity. So the whole thing is that, yes, you can make $100,000 in a day. How cool is that? You know, if you do a 3-day event, you can make $1 million in a day. And what's really cool is that this creates community. So another reason to do a live event is that you get the experience of building community with your brand. And another huge benefit is when you have a live event, your brand positioning goes to another level. Your level of expertise in your niche, you are going to be perceived another notch higher in the minds of other people, and that elevates your brand. And that gives you more authority and more positioning, and it sets you apart from all the other people in the industry that aren't doing live events, because you've got the guts to go out there and to do it. You know, so many good things have happened. It's a huge blessing. I'm so grateful that my coach pushed me to do it. And that's what I want this video to be. If your business is at a place where you're solid, you know who your target market is, you know what products and services you have, you're selling them in other different ways, and you're like, you know what, I'm ready for the next step, I'm ready for a live event, this will be one of the best decisions you ever make. So definitely email support@lifeonfire.com. We can give you some additional resources. And then the last thing that I want to share is that just about a little less than a year ago, maybe 8-9 months ago, I had what's called a VIP day with my business coach, and we're evaluating the year we had together. And she was like, "Okay, so congratulations." And she's like, "You know, your business is rocking and rolling. I love what you're doing. You know, I keep hearing about it and creating all these success stories. Your one-day events have been rocking." And she says, "You know what, Nick? It's time for a 3-day event." And boom, there I go. Instantly just back in that place. And it was like, oh man, you know, a 3-day event, aren't those like $100,000 or like $100,000 to $150,000? Yeah. She's like, well, mine is over $1 million of cost, but I make millions of dollars in revenue when I bring in my whole new, group of coaching clients. And I'm like, millions? And she's like, yeah, millions. And I was like, but I could do this thing for like $150,000. And she's like, yeah. Now, granted, I don't just have money coming out of just raining out of the sky, right? I mean, I work super hard. I give a ton back to charity. And, you know, so I looked at it and said, all right, it's going to cost that much money, huh? And she's like, and I'm like, what would I talk about for 3 days? And she's like, you'll figure it out. Didn't you figure it out in the one-day event? And I said, yeah. And there I was again, sweating bullets thinking about a 3-day event. And you know what? That 3-day event is another level. Can you see how it's all being an entrepreneur is? If you boil everything down, it's being comfortable being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. And if you can get yourself to take fear and instead of allowing it to control you, you be the master of it. And so there I was again, uncomfortable, like, man, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this thing or how we're going to pay for it or afford it. And you know what I did? I committed to myself, to my coach, and I said, we're going to freaking do it. And we're going to kick total butt with this thing. And so I said yes. And we planned it. And it's called Ignite. And, this is something we've been working on for, almost a year. And, this is one of these things where we're just up-leveling our business. This is going to be our absolute biggest event we've ever done. It's 3 days. It's December 5, 6, 7 in sunny San Diego. It's called Ignite. And the reason it's called Ignite is because obviously our company's called Life on Fire, but, it is going to ignite people in a way where our goal is to get entrepreneurs in the room, entrepreneurs that have a vision, that have a mission. And if you've ever felt like you were put here on this earth for a purpose, and whether it's a God-given purpose or just you felt like you were supposed to do something big with your life, that's who we want in the room. We want people in the room that are entrepreneurs that have a vision, that have a mission, that want to start a movement. And, someone that has a purpose and a meaning and a message you want to get out there, and maybe you want to be a top podcaster, maybe you want to be a blogger, you want to be a video marketer, you want to be a consultant, an expert, a coach, you want to help people. If you've got a business that is going to help people and you've got the guts to say and to believe that you are here for a real purpose in this life, that's what we're looking for. And that's who Ignite is for. And we're filling this room for 3 days with a couple hundred just amazing like-minded entrepreneurs. And we're going to have a networking experience like no other. And we're going to have a transformational experience like no other. Because we are going to literally ignite your life and business at this event. We're going to do it through mindset hacks. I'm a certified NLP practitioner, neuro-linguistic programming. There's all kinds of things I've been studying and teaching, because I know as a business coach, the number one thing that holds people back is right here. It's what's between your ears, and we're going to do things to break through beliefs. The same way that we've had a client that never made more than $500,000 in the business, we shattered those beliefs, and this client has made more than $500,000 in one promotion, right? And so we're going to fill the room with amazing like-minded entrepreneurs. We're going to do amazing, mindset hacks and teach techniques so that you have no negative thoughts. Or when they pop up, you become aware of them and you kick them out of your head, and you're constantly in a positive, amazing place every single day. And we're even going to walk on hot coals, because walking on hot coals, it's not just a cool thing to do. It's actually designed to create transformation. And Tony Robbins has been doing this for years, and it's something that's so impactful, so powerful, something I've been studying for a long time. And I want to walk on hot coals with you guys, because when you do that, you don't just build a bond, but you realize that you can literally do anything you put your mind to. And if you want that 7-figure business, if you want to go from 6 figures in your business to 7, this is for you. I want to help you do that. We're going to walk through hot coals. We're going to teach the most innovative online marketing techniques and strategies that exist in the industry. And so it's going to be something that will truly be transformational and ignite your business to a level that literally you may never have even thought about yet. And that's the whole thing. We're going to have, you're going to walk in one way and you're going to leave a totally different person, and that is the promise of the Ignite event. So super excited. We're stepping into our higher level. We're stepping into our fear of having this big 3-day event. Super stoked about it. Want to have you there. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to totally hook you up. This is just a very short little promotion window. But if you're interested and you're hungry and you want to take your business to a total new level and you want to reserve your seat to Ignite, what I'd like you to do is email support@lifeonfire.com and let them know that you want to reserve a seat. And if you do that in the next 7 days, I'm going to pay for your ticket for you. It's $1,000. Just imagine the costs. Imagine the cost of the hotel. I mean, we've got, you know, the walking on hot coals, all kinds of crazy things going on, and it's $1,000 per ticket, and I'm going to totally hook you up. I'm going to buy your ticket, but this is a very limited promotion, and you've got to take fast action. And if you are on a mission, you want to ignite your movement, you want to set your business on fire, you're hungry, you're committed, and you're going to be someone that's going to be an awesome person to have at this event and an entrepreneur that's hungry with a mission, email support@lifeonfire.com literally right now as you're watching or listening to this. And I will literally buy your ticket for $1,000, and then you just got to get there. You just got to get to Sunny San Diego, December 5, 6, 7. So I'm excited to hook you up. I'm excited to buy a ticket for you, but you have to take action on it, because we will be, selling tickets, in the months to come. But if you're watching me or listening to me right now, you're someone that's been hanging with us. You've been watching Life on Fire TV. Most likely been a great friend or a fan of the show, and helping us out. So I want to just do you a solid back, help you out. So email support@lifeonfire.com. I will pay for your tickets to get you to this transformational event called Ignite. So outside of that, I hope you're having an amazing day and have an even better rest of your week. I'll see you soon.
I'm here to help you set your life on fire.